Hello, loved ones. Thank you for joining me today. And if you're new to the channel, then welcome to the family. Today, we will be reviewing Married at First Sight Afterparty, Season 15, Episode 5. And it was another great one where they spilled all the tea. So please subscribe so that you can be part of the congregation. And please comment so that you can be part of the conversation. And with that, let's get started. Welcome to Fueled by Intentions, where we talk about faith, family, finances, fitness, and fun. Sponsored by Bynum's Business Solutions, where the right fit is made simple. We specialize in tips, tools, and strategies designed to help you achieve your financial health so that you can take control of how you spend your money so that you can spend more time with your family, friends, and doing the things you love. So let's jump right into the video. The episode, of course, was hosted by Keshia Knight Pullam, and she had all the fellas on tonight. It was Mitch, Justine, and Binh. So she welcomed Mitch and Binh to the after party since this was their first time. And the episode was called Hard Knock Honeymoon. They started this episode with some light fun because Mitch wore flip-flops to this episode. He said he is natural and very relaxed and bros out, toes out. So I thought that was really cute, really funny. Hey, if that's who he is, that is who he is. Binh lets us know that Morgan kicked him in his sleep. Already, she doing her Mai Tai while sleeping. His first impression of Morgan is that she's charged up with energy. She is fun and outgoing. We then had our first clip, which was Morgan and Binh arriving in their honeymoon suite to find a bowl of intimacy protection. Morgan says, "What do they think we're gonna do with this tonight?" Binh then says in his cameo that at 12 o'clock, it will be his 30th birthday. And if Morgan wants to engage in intimacy as a gift, he will not turn her down. He then lets us know that it was a PG-13 and the intimacy protection was way too big. Mitch says they look cute together. They are handling things with humor. It's a crazy situation. They just met and are now taking off their clothes and sleeping together. And that is a lot of pressure. And I think that is a lot of pressure for Mitch. So he is passing it on to Binh. He says the wedding is a very long day. And Justine says he likes their chemistry. They are using humor to break the ice, and he sees attraction, and it seems very natural. And Keshia says that they are a cute couple together. It feels like the beginning of something special. So we'll see. The next clip they showed was the morning after Binh and Morgan's wedding. And Morgan has brought Binh cookies and cream cupcakes with 2 numbered candles, 3 and an O, to celebrate his 30th birthday. He is excited, and she is whispering in her cameo that Binh is great. She says, "I think he looks great with his shirt off." She says she has hopes that she hopes that he did not hear her. But I'm like, I can't hear you. Speak up. But she was very excited about Binh. The second half of that clip was Binh's cameo with Morgan standing behind him in earshot. And Binh says that Morgan wants to have her way with him. And Morgan says he better stop trying her. And I think she was serious. She didn't want him to keep trying her, saying that on camera. He then says maybe that he'll have his way with her on the plane. I didn't think the clip was funny. But Binh reiterates that nothing happened that night. He says that it was PG-13. One thing that he was afraid of was eating in his sleep. And he says he doesn't physically eat in his sleep, but he eats the air in his sleep because he dreams about eating carbs and sweets and desserts because that's things that he doesn't really put in his diet very often. So when he sleeps, he dreams about that, and then he will eat in his sleep as if he's actually eating the things that he's dreaming about. He said he did not eat the cupcakes, that before he ate them, he sat them down and then he sat on them. Therefore, he did not even get to enjoy the cupcakes, which is so sad. You should always enjoy a really good sweet treat on your birthday. He is excited about the marriage with Morgan because she is fun, adventurous, and ambitious. Keshia then moves on to Mitch, and they show a clip of Krysten and Mitch. Krysten and Mitch are on their paddleboard excursion. Mitch says that one of his fears was that his wife would see him as a radical extremist. Krysten says she wants him to be him and she will be herself, and this is the only way for them to build an authentic relationship. After the clip, Mitch says that on the beach is his happy place, which we all know that to be true. He is at ease and comfortable. He said paddleboarding was something he knows how to do, so it was nice to get back into his comfort zone. And I think that was good for Mitch because I think he's been a little nervous and on edge because all of this is just new to him. And I think he's feeling overwhelmed and with a lot of anxiety because of this whole process. And he's told us several times that he feels a lot of pressure. Keshia asked him, does he feel like he is extreme? And he says that he feels that he's normal and the rest of the world is crazy. So Mitch thinks we're all crazy. Binh recounts that after they played volleyball, they all went to the snow cone man kind of thing and got shaved ice. And you know, when you have a snow cone of shaved ice, they put the little spoon inside. And he says that Mitch didn't use the spoon. He just ate the shaved ice straight from the cone without using the spoon. And that's where they were able to experience his environmental side. They then go to the next clip with Mitch and Kristen. And Krysten and Mitch are eating, and Krysten tells Mitch she is comfortable advancing in the physical intimacy department. And Mitch says that he wish he felt a little more like that, but not at this point. And Mitch says during the after party that in retrospect, he is kicking himself. He wished he could have played that a little more cooler. In retrospect, he feels selfish, as if he was doing it just for himself to get it off of his chest so that he could feel like he was himself. Keshia points out that he did not take in consideration Krysten and how she would feel. Keshia then notes that the tide did change quickly and asks him, how did it go from 0 to 100 so fast? Mitch says there was tequila involved. Also, getting it off his chest made him feel more comfortable. He says he was keeping it all in his head, and that was not allowing him to be present. Also, the way that Krysten handled the conversation, that was very attractive to him. And I believe Mitch. I think that for him, just getting it out there helped him relax a little, because we know that he is under a lot of pressure and he feels very insecure in the intimacy area. However, I don't think that helped him go from 0 to 100, but I do believe what he's saying helped him relax a little. Keshia asked him, has he been able to see through the panic to find things that he likes about Krysten? And he says yes. He says that Krysten is optimistic and positive, which compliments him because he has more of a negative outlook on life. He says that she is easy to talk to and she is supportive of his lifestyle. Keshia asked him what is his normal type, and he says that he has a lot of different types. But when he gets out of a great relationship and it ends, he usually looks for someone who reminds him of that relationship. He then says that he told the experts that his celebrity crush was Jennifer Bell. I wonder from that, did his last great relationship look similar to Krysten's mom? Also, I wonder, because I think that Krysten looks closer to Jennifer Bell than her mom, and I'm just basing that on hair color and just either like a blonde or a brunette, and they have similar hair colors, Krysten and Jennifer. So I'm wondering maybe he was looking at Krysten's mom and it reminded him of a another relationship, his last great relationship that he had. Keshia asked Justine and Binh what they would have done if they did not connect with their mates. Justine said it's a mental connection for him, so he would have found something else to focus on. And Binh said that he would have held it in. He commends Mich for being honest and open and handling a hard conversation with Krysten. And I agree, that was a hard conversation, but having the hard conversations is what we need to do in relationships to go further and have an authentic relationship. So I too commend both Mich and Krysten for having the hard conversation. Keshia then moves on to Justine, and we see the first clip for Justine and Alexis, and they are talking right before they go horseback riding, and Justine is telling Alexis that he'll put himself in harm's way for her because that is his job as a man and that is his job as a husband. Keshia notes that Alexis is falling for Justine regardless of what she is saying. She then asks Justine, has it been hard for him to emotionally open up in past relationships? He says he's only been in one relationship where he could be himself. And being emotional, people see that as soft or as if you're scared or if you're not manly. But he said for him, suppressing his feelings is just not normal. It is not him. He tells us that this is the first time that him and Alexis had ever ridden horses. And he says he used the wrong leg to get on the horse, so he almost got on it backwards. Alexis's horse took off and Alexis loved it. However, when his horse took off, it was really tough on his man parts. And Keshia says, I thought we were gonna get through the whole episode without talking about this, but I guess we are here again. They move on to the next clip, which is Justine and Alexis at dinner. And Alexis asks Justine, how do you know you want to spend the rest of your life with me? And Justine says, because I love you and I am in love with you. And that is just too much for Alexis. And she says she cannot say it. She cannot say it. She is not ready to tell him she loves him. At this point, Justine is crying in the clip and he is tearing up on the after show. So Keshia kindly hands him the tissue and asks him what is making him so emotional. But we know Justine is just an emotional person. But he says that he had made his mind up at the altar that he is going to be committed to this. And once you make your mind up to be committed, then it is easy to love. He says that everything that he's experienced with Alexis, he hasn't gotten from any other woman. He says that Alexis makes him feel secure. Binh says seeing Justine emotional is inspiring to him. Because we're growing up, they're taught to suppress their emotions, and Justine is just awesome for allowing himself to show emotions. And Mitch says that it was beautiful that Justine was able to show his emotion. He says he really loves it. Justine was putting it all out there, and he does not think that Justine expected anything back from Alexis. And I agree. I think he put out there with his pure intentions without any expectations of her saying it back. We then move to our last clip, and it is Morgan and Ben talking to Alexis and Justine on the boat ride. And Keshia asked what was their most memorable time on the boat. Justine says his most memorable time on the boat was that him and Alexis both got seasick and they were down for the count for a while, but they were able to bounce back. Also, Alexis, while the boat was not moving, they were all jumping in the water from the boat, and it had 2 stories. So Alexis jumped from the 2nd story of the boat into the water, but she did a back flop and she landed in the water hard on her back. He was like, oh my God, I think I need to go check on her. To end the episode, Keshia asked each spouse what is their dynamic within their relationship. Mitch says that he is overthinking everything. He's definitely keeping himself open and he knows what he signed up for, so he is in it for the long term. There is so much pressure around marriage, and even at the wedding, there was a lot of pressure. He says that he has been internalizing a lot of pressure. He says at the wedding, her family and friends really seemed to like him, which was a good thing. But he is trying to make it work, and he feels a lot of pressure in order to not drop the ball. Binh says from an outside perspective looking in, all the other couples look like they are Cupid and all lovey-dovey, and him and Morgan are just trying to catch up. He says there's no comparison in where you are in your journey, but he feels like they are a step behind. For Justine, she changed the question just a little bit and asked him, how is it being married to someone who is different emotionally than him? And Justine says he is so open, he is going to lead by example, and he is going to put all of his cards on the table. What did you think about this episode? What did you think about Mitch's explanation of his conversation with Krysten? What did you think about Justine? Do you think that he is really going to just put his cards all on the table? What about Binh? Do you think as we see them get to know each other that they're going to make it? Well, let me know by putting your opinion in the comments. And then they showed us what's up next. Nate wants to know who consummated their marriage, and Morgan is so upset with Binh because he betrayed her trust. And is Miguel in this for an 8-week experiment? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, live with intention. Be intentional.